What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis. Of course, is the playoff edition. NBA Finals, the biggest stage on earth. When it's popping and it's happening like it is in this series, this was a bad game in my personal opinion. Let me just get y'all my honest analysis from the start. I didn't like what the Pacers was doing. Even in the third quarter, they was breaking so many shots, and they continued in the fourth quarter. The bench of the Thunder got hot a little bit, played a little bit harder, played a little bit more effort than the starters did. The starters didn't even look like they was out there playing basketball the right way. This is not the Thunder defense that we're accustomed to. This is not what they do. This team was terrible. Like they literally laid the egg, and they got off to a good start in that first quarter, and they never was really able to rekindle it. They was never able really to maintain it, and then they just literally sucked for the rest of the game. They defense stepped up a little bit, but they still couldn't make shots or make plays that led to shots or made baskets. And that was just the game, how bad it was tonight. But you got to give credit to Indiana. I had them losing in six. They're going to a game seven. If Indiana won the game seven, OKC, they won game one. So they have done it on the road. They have played, great defense. They have played great offense. They play with the ball moving. Guys can make shots from three. Guys can get to the basket. Guys can score in the post. Guys get open, and they hurt you a lot. So I like what I've seen out of Indiana. If they won this series, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. But let's talk about the Thunder, man. This team, what happened? They didn't play like they wanted this game. They didn't play like their championship lives was here. They didn't. You supposed to want that championship. You supposed to go out there and say, "This is ours. We're the best team. Nobody's beating us, and this is why." They did the opposite. They gave the Pacers hope. They gave the Pacers confidence. They gave the Pacers more preparation because now they can prepare even more for them because it's another game. And now you're getting eliminated, and now it's championship or bust, like the season was supposed to be for the Thunder anyway. Well, they got this far. Now they're going back home, but the Pacers feel like they can win it again, and the Pacers feel like they can beat them, and they beat them down. They was down by 30 in this game. That's embarrassing, and that was just a bad performance from the Thunder. They didn't even score 100 points in this game. That's how bad the Thunder was on offense. And the Pacers, they started to fall off, but they had the lead and they kept defending at a good level. And the Pacers ended up making enough shots to stay ahead. And the Thunder just couldn't make enough in a row to make a legitimate run. And they ended up just losing embarrassing fashion. And I just didn't like the mentality of the coach. I feel like, why is you giving Shea and them rest so early in the game, in the second quarter, in the first quarter? You just had 2 days of rest before this game. The last thing you need to do is be resting your best players in a championship clinching game. The goal is to win a championship. It don't matter if it's in OKC. It don't matter if it's in Indiana. That don't matter. The goal is to win the title this year. And it seemed like they didn't care. They didn't play with enough energy. They didn't play enough with enough passion. They didn't play like they was dedicated and devoted to becoming champions. And if they lose this series, they did it to themselves. And I think Mark Daigneault might have to get fired for that reason, because your job is to get your team ready. Your job is to get your team prepared. Your job is to go out there and make sure this team can get you a win. You came this far when you up 3-2 to literally lay an egg like this when you had a chance to win the title. This is supposed to be your best game of the entire series because you want to win that title. Now they got a situation where either you played the best that you can or you're not winning the title. That's how game sevens are. The only difference is the championship is on the line. This is what you want. This is what you play for. You have it right there. And then you just flat out blew yourself out the water. I don't understand it. I don't get it. We do have to be tough on the Thunder because they are a 68-14 team. They have been a great team in the playoffs. And even though they did win their game seven against Denver, and that was a tough one, and that was a difficult one, they just didn't play with no urgency. They didn't play with no love. And they just seemed like they were just out there playing basketball without even really caring if they won or lost this game. And we do know Indiana can play on their level, unless this series wouldn't even be 3-3 if they couldn't. So let's not give them no credit for being able to win this game, and let's give them more credit for the ability that they can still win this series in 7. And that's something that I wouldn't say coming into this series, but watching how the Thunder been playing and watching how they've been coached and watching what the Pacers been doing. Tyrese Halliburton got more chances of getting healthy now because the game is over. He can rest up, and he's going to have a break before the next game. And they're going to be playing with fire in their belly because they really have been doing that this entire series because they were the underdogs. But all I can say is the Pacers, for people that don't know, they won this game 108-91. Indiana won the first quarter after being down by about 8, but they finished the first quarter, ending it with the lead 28-25. They blew them out and finished the game basically in the second quarter, where they won it 36-17. They kept putting on a show against the Thunder defense because they won the third quarter 26-18. Now the Thunder bench really helped them out with a 31-18 fourth quarter, but the game was still out of reach. The game was still over, and they were just waiting for that buzzer to ring so that way they can pack their stuff up and get ready to go back to Oklahoma City so they can try to win this series and become champions, something that they haven't accomplished in the NBA. Chet Holmgren was terrible. 24 minutes. He was 2 of 9 from the field. Got his 3-point shot blocked again by Miles Turner. He's very confident in that shot, but he's disrespecting the defender that's in front of him. He's going to learn that eventually if he hasn't learned already. But he also went 0-3 from the three-point line. He did have 6 rebounds, one of them being offensive with 2 turnovers and 2 personal fouls. He was a -11 and plus minus. He didn't even get in double figures tonight, but he did finish with 4 points, and that was one of the worst performances of his entire career. And the saddest part, it did come in a closeout game. He didn't even get a block in this game, and he didn't even get double-digit rebounds. He just had a mediocre game. Jalen Williams, 27 minutes. He was 6 of 13 from the field. He couldn't make a 3 in this game. His 3-point shot comes and goes. He was 0 of 4 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He did have 16 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, and 2 personal fouls. The biggest thing was he was a -40 in plus minus tonight. That was terrible when it comes to that stat, and it was actually the biggest on the game tonight for this team. Isaiah Hartenstein started 16 minutes played. He was 3 or 4 from the field. He did what he normally does, stay in the paint, hit floaters, or get to the free throw line by driving. He was 4 or 4 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds. 2 of them was offensive, with assists and a steal in a block. 2 personal fouls. He was a -12 and plus minus. He did get in double figures with 10. Like I said, Shea didn't go out there and demand the ball and dominated enough. He played 31 minutes, which was the most on the team and most for the starters. He was 7 of 15 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He finished with the most points for this team with 21, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He did have 8 turnovers. Some of them were just bad. He either got stuck, he either overthought, or he just wasn't looking to score like he normally does. And the Pacers picked him off and just kept the ball going down their way, and they was able to score sometimes off those 2. He did have 2 personal fouls. He was a -17 and plus minus. He could have did more. He should have done more. But now we have to see what he's going to do in Game 7. This is what legends are made of, and if you want to become an icon and you want to become a legend, this is the biggest challenge, is getting over the hump of getting to a title, and we're going to see if he's performing a lot better in Game 7. But Luguentz Dort made 1 3. That was it. He was 1 of 5 from the field, and it was all 3-pointers that he took. He played 21 minutes, so you kind of figured that he was going to bring a lot of defense. He didn't get a steal or a block either, but he did get 4 rebounds, so he closed out some possessions for him. He did also get 3 personal fouls, and he was a -28 and plus minus. He finished with 3 points. Jalen Williams hit 2 threes and missed 1. 12 minutes for him. He was 2 or 3 from 3. That was all shots. Besides going 1 or 2 from the free throw line, he did come in 12 minutes and get 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. 2 personal fouls, plus 13 and plus minus 7 points. Dylan Jones, 7 minutes, 2 or 2 from the field, 2 rebounds, 1 of those offensive, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, plus 9 and plus minus 4 points. Dieng, 3 minutes, 1 or 3 from the field, 1 or 2 from 3. 1 block, plus 6 and plus minus 3 points. Kenrich Williams, 18 minutes, he was 1 of 2 from 3. That was only field goals. He went 0 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 boards for him. He was a +9 and plus minus with 3 points. Alec Caruso didn't really do much at all. He had played 22 minutes. He was 0 of 2 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. He did have 3 rebounds and 2 assists and a block and a turnover with a personal foul. And he was a -33 and plus minus. He finished with 0. That had to be devastating to see him get no steals in this game and not really score at all and not really even attempt enough shots to even be a threat out there to keep the defense honest. But, you expect more from him because he's an important piece to this team, and that's why they wanted him on his roster. And he had a big game in this series. It hasn't really been able to follow it up, and this probably was his worst performance in the finals. Isaiah Joe stepped up a little bit off the bench and got 11 points, which was the most. 15 minutes for him, 3 or 4 from the field, 2 or 3 from 3. They kept leaving him open, kept giving him space, and he was able to knock down the shots or get to the basket, where he went 3 or 3 from the free throw line, 2. He also got 1 board and 1 assist. And he also had 1 turnover and 1 personal foul, plus 12 and plus minus for him. Aaron Wiggins didn't have his shot going either. Story of the Thunder today, even if they was open, they couldn't make nothing. 18 minutes, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, because that was all his attempts. Besides going 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 turnovers, and 2 personal fouls. A -3 and plus minus 5 points for him. Cason Wallace did the same. The difference was he played 14 minutes and he went 1 of 4 from the field, but it wasn't all threes. He only was 0 of 1 from 3, and that was it, because he also did grab 3 boards in a steal by the end of the game. He finished with 2 personal fouls, -3 and plus minus. He finished with 2 points. And AJ Mitchell also went 1 of 4 from the field, played 12 minutes, but he also went 0 of 1 from 3, like Cason Wallace, no free throws. So he finished with 2 also, with a board and 4 assists. 2 turnovers, plus 13 and plus minus. The bench didn't have the greatest game or the greatest showing, but they played with more heart than the starters. They seemed like they wanted to be in the game. They wanted to get that lead down, and they wanted to execute faster and quicker, and they made some good decisions and some quick shots, and it looked good, but they just didn't do enough because the game was already over when they got in. Unfortunately, it can be that way, but hopefully they can have the same type of impact and just play a little bit better, especially from the field. In the next game is all you can hope for if you're a Thunder fan. 31 of 74, 41% from the field, 8 of 30, 26% from 3. They was 21 of 26, 80% from the free throw line. They did only get 4 offensive rebounds. That can't really happen, but it did tonight. But also had 41 total, but they only had 14 assists. They did only have 4 steals. They only have 4 blocks. This is something that's new for the Thunder fans because they usually get double digits in steals, but not tonight. They did also have 21 turnovers, which helped them lose, and they also had 20 personal fouls, which didn't help them that much either, especially because they shot more free throws than the Pacers. But the Pacers didn't really need that because Pascal Siakam, he's looking like Finals MVP right now. His numbers aren't crazy, but you don't really need him to. You just want to be able to play at the best you can and try to win a championship. That's their goal. He already won one with Toronto, but he has been playing like the best player on this team. That's why he was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. If the Pacers win and he plays like this again, he definitely should be the Finals MVP, but we'll see what happens in Game 7. He might play better. He might play similar, but he was 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line. He did go 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He had a double-double, 16 points, 13 rebounds. He was scoring in the post, scoring at the three-point line, getting to the free throw line, knocking down mid-range, getting to the basket. 5 of his rebounds was offensive. Also, he had 3 assists in a block, in a turnover, and 2 personal fouls. He was also a plus 13 and plus minus. Aaron E. Smith, 25 minutes, 3 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover, and 4 personal fouls. He was a plus 24 and plus minus. He had 10. He did what his job was: help on the boards, keep the ball moving if you don't have a good shot, play defense and compete, and also make your threes, which he did all of the above tonight. Miles Turner, 26 minutes. He was 1 of 9 from the field. He was 0 of 3 from the three-point line. He can't make a shot right now, but they still was able to blow him out anyways because he competed defensively. but he only had 4 rebounds. That's still something he has to do better on. Hopefully, he does it in game 7. If they're going to win, they're going to need everybody playing on the 8 game, obviously. One offensive rebound, 1 assist. He did have 2 blocks, and like I said, one was on Chet, and it was nice. 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls, a plus 19 and plus minus, 3 points. And Andrew Nembhard, 31 minutes, 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from three, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He did get 4 assists and 3 steals. And that man was whacking them shots. If you seen that man open tonight, it was going in. He only missed 2 shots tonight. Even if it was a step back, even if it was a pull up, even if it was just dribbling and getting to his spots, the man had it all figured out tonight. And he had 17. He was a plus 19 and plus minus, 1 turnover and 2 personal fouls. And Tyrese, the story of the game, was he going to play? How good was he going to play? Well, he played 23 minutes. He was able to rest a little bit more because they blew him out so bad. They was up by 30. So he didn't really need to play as hard and do as much, which was good because now he got more time to rest to be able to play even better, possibly in game 7. 5 of 12 from the field, 3 of 7 from three, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, plus 25 and plus minus. They all the starters finished as a plus 10 or more, which is really good to see. But they also do play team basketball, so it's not really something that I'm new to from this particular team. 14 points for him. James Johnson got ejected, but he finished with 2 minutes played. 1 from the field. He did go with a -3 and plus minus. He had 0 points. Obi Toppin, 23 minutes, 6 of 12 from the field, 4 of 7 from three, 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls, a plus 8 and plus minus. He ended up getting 20, which was the most off the bench and the most for this team tonight. The man was splashing threes. He was using his handles to get to the mid range. He was draining those, getting to the basket, going there fearless, not being scared of getting fouled or getting stripped, being physical, being strong, being powerful, and still having that finesse touch to his game too. And he also did a great job defensively tonight. He has been amazing for this Indiana Pacer team, even in the finals. And we're going to see in game 7 if it can continue. Johnny Furphy, 6 minutes. He also had 1 turnover, a -8 and plus minus. Thomas Bryant, 7 minutes, 1 or 2 from the field. It was threes. He did score another point at the free throw line, though, by going 1 of 2. He did become a -10 and plus minus. He ended up having 4 points by the end of the game. Tony Bradley looked slow, really didn't do much but get rebounds. That's all he was really in there for, besides giving somebody a break. So he finished with 6 minutes, 1 or 2 from the field, 1 or 2 from the free throw line. So he had 3 points by the end of the game. He still grabbed 2 boards and was a plus 7 and plus minus. TJ McConnell was fantastic. 24 minutes for him, 6 of 12 from the field, 0 of 2 from the free throw line. He did so much for this team, giving them pace, giving them speed, giving them scoring, giving them great open looks. Then he was finding them at the right time, giving them good defense too, getting a lot of steals, finished with 4 tonight. He also had 6 assists and 9 rebounds, with 1 of them being offensive, 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, a plus 10 and plus minus, and he got in his double figure bag with the points with 12. And like I said, this isn't the greatest rebounding team. So 9 rebounds for a point guard coming off the bench, only playing 24 minutes, is really impactful and really deserved, because he worked for all of them, including those steals. And he also was able to find his teammates while getting his own. That's a great game for a guy that needed to be big for this team, like he always usually is. And he did it again tonight. Benedict Mathurin, 14 minutes, 1 of 6 from the field, 0 of 5 from three, 4 rebounds, 1 of them was offensive, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block, a -18 and plus minus, 2 points. And then Ben Shepherd was one of their shooters. He only went 1 of 4 from three tonight, but he went 3 of 7 from the field total. 5 boards, really helped on the rebounding when he was out there in 21 minutes. 1 offensive, 2 steals, 2 personal fouls, a -1 and plus minus. He did get to 7, which was one of the highest scorers off the bench tonight. And the rest of the guys, Jarris Walker and Isaiah Jackson, did not play, although they was healthy. And it had time to play because the game was basically over when the fourth quarter started and when the third quarter was almost over. But 38 of 92, 41% from the field as a team, 15 of 42, 35% from three, 17 of 25, 68% from the free throw line, 11 offensive rebounds, helped them win the rebound battle with 46 total tonight. They also won the assist battle, 23 of them tonight, 16 steals. That's something that the Thunder usually has by the end of the night as a team, but tonight it was the Pacers. 16, well, I would say 5 blocks. That was more than the Thunder. Also, they only had 10 turnovers, which was really nice to see that they didn't give the Thunder no chances of making a run or getting back in the game, and they closed them out, showing you that they can be a better team than them if they play the right way and they stars and they bench steps up. And that's something that we always going to see from them is depth and ball movement and teamwork. And I would just say 17 personal fouls and that 108 points wasn't a lot, wasn't crazy, but it was enough to get a win in the NBA Finals. But like I said, man, I'm highly disappointed in the Oklahoma City Thunder. They played like crap. They didn't know what they was doing, and they just didn't seem like they cared enough. This is a game 7 with a championship clinching win. And you seem like you were just playing basketball. You supposed to be competing defensively, fighting and diving and doing all that thing. Now, Hartenstein and those guys was doing it, but TJ McConnell played harder than their whole team. And he's coming off the bench. He didn't even start tonight. And he was playing like this game was his last. Well, wait a minute. Wasn't it an elimination game for the Pacers? Shouldn't they have played that way? But you knew how hard it would be. And you knew what you should have had done because your coach was supposed to have you ready for this night because he should want to be a champion too. If you don't bring that type of confidence and you don't bring your best game, teams going to feel like they can do it again. And they gave the Pacers hope that they can do it again because they beat them in game 1 already in Oklahoma City. It's not like they never did it before. They already done did it in this series. So can't happen. This cannot happen if you the Thunder because the Pacers are a team that will push that pace. They will come at you. They will get guys open. They will find them, and they will pick you apart if you don't make smart decisions. And the Thunder forgot that. They forgot the team that they was playing tonight. But now it's going to be different because now the Thunder can get eliminated. Now the Thunder might lose a championship because they was up 3-2, so they had the cushion. But that probably was the problem. They probably thought it was going to be easy. They thought it, especially because it started that way. They was up by 8, 10-2. So they probably looking at it like, man, if we just do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, then we probably just going to win this series anyway. Well, it don't work like that. You got to go out there and compete. You have to go out there and execute. You got to go out there and want it. You got to go out there and need it. And the Thunder, they just seem so nonchalant, man. They really do. And even when I was watching Shea and them play defense, it's like, if I get the steal, I get the steal. If I don't, I don't. I'm cool with it. We're going to probably get the ball back and just try to score again. That's how they be acting. And that's how they was doing a lot of that stuff tonight. And it just made me look crazy. I'm like, what is going on with the Thunder? You want to win a title or you don't. It looked like they didn't care if they were champions or not. It really did. And I know it's going to be tough to go in Oklahoma and pull off a win on a home court with a championship on the line. But if they playing like this where anything can happen, and we know that the Pacers can make it happen and they can defeat them because they done did it 3 times in this series, just like the Thunder did it 3 times to them, something just ain't right about that. I didn't like what Mark Daigneault was doing. What was you doing with your lineups? What was you doing to put your team in a position to win this game? I think it is questionable. Should he be the head coach? He coached that bad tonight. He really did. And Rick Carlisle was putting in Ben Shepherd. He was taking guys out. He was putting guys in. And that team just played like they cared more about the win. And I know, like I said, it's an elimination game, but the Thunder knew that already. That's how they got to the finals, by closing out teams, knowing that they might go home because you're better than them. But what happened with that tonight? The only problem is, man, now the Thunder going to have to look at it and say, if we lose this series, like I said about Luka Doncic and the Mavericks, you're not guaranteed to get back to the finals. It's a long, hard journey through 82 games in a regular season, and then you got to beat the best of the best in the playoffs just to get to the NBA Finals, and you still have to win it. I don't think the Thunder is thinking like that in the beginning of this game, but that's how they feeling at the end of this game. Because it's going to be tough in that Western Conference. You see all the news right now. Everybody's talking about trades. Everybody's talking about drafts. Why is that? Because they want to get better so that they can have a chance to win the title. If you're not doing that, then you're getting worse. Then you're losing your spot. Then you're getting passed up. And the Thunder need to get theirs now before they don't get one before. But remember, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook got to the finals with James Harden, Serge Ibaka, Kendrick Perkins, and those guys. 10 years later, they still haven't won a championship. With all that talent and everything they have gained for getting rid of those players, they still trying to get to this point where they can win the title. Now they're there, and this is how you're going to play? This is what you're going to do? This is how you're going to go about the game? With the championship on the line, this is what you do? You getting popped by 30 in the third quarter, and you don't even score 100 points? That just can't happen, man. It just can't happen if you're sincere about being a champion. The Pacers are going to look at this game and say, there's a lot of players that could have played better. There's a lot of things we can do better. And if they feel that way, it'll be true, because I watched the whole game like y'all did. So if they felt that way, they'll be right. But that just means that the Pacers feel like they're on the level of the Thunder. And going into this series, nobody really felt that way. We all thought the Thunder was great. We all thought the Thunder was better. But now they're on the brink of elimination and have a chance not to win a championship at all, because the Pacers are doing what they do. Let's play in those passing lanes. Let's play them close. Let's give them open threes. And we knew that was one of the biggest weaknesses of the Thunder, is if Shai isn't dominating and taking over the game and finding his teammates when he needs to. And Jalen Williams sometimes can make a three, sometimes he can't, but he can get to that basket. He can get to that free throw line. He can get to that spin, stop, pop, mid-range. But if they're not really doing that, can you stop that corner three and stop them shots at the top of the key? If you can stop those two shots, which the Pacers was able to do, the Thunder get bogged down. They get a little stagnated. They get a little fearless when they going good. But when those things slow down and those positions don't open up, now they're just taking chances, dribbling around, just trying to find a way to get a shot. And isolation basketball, if you Michael Jeffrey Jordan or Will Chamberlain, it works, because they won championships that way. But you're not Michael. You know what I mean? You're not Wilt. You're not dominating the game like they did. I mean, Wilt averaged 50. Michael Jordan averaged 37. He averaged 41 points in the NBA Finals. They ain't doing that because it's already in Game 7. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to watch this game and see this series as it has played out, and knowing that these teams are neck and neck right now. This is legit. They're neck and neck. They're looking at it like, we don't fear the Thunder. We feel like we are on that level. And they should, because they got to the finals and they competed at a high level and they have a chance to win the title. All I'm going to say is you got to give the Pacers, whether they win or lose Game 7, a lot of credit. Nobody thought that they would be here. Nobody thought that they would take them this far besides Udonis Haslem. And I give him some love because he did say Pacers in 7. And a lot of people looked at him as crazy because most people had Oklahoma City in 5. At least I said Oklahoma City in 6. I wasn't that far from being wrong. I wasn't that far from being right. But it's only because I have respect from the Pacers since they played my Celtics last year. And that series was really tight and very close when the scores was done. So I knew what they was capable of. I knew what they could do. And the Thunder is finding that out right now. The only problem is we was in the Eastern Conference Finals and they're in the NBA Finals. That's a big difference. That's a huge difference. But at least the Pacers corrected a lot of things and fixed a lot of things and believed in this team and believed in their players. And now they have a chance to be champions. And that's what it's all about. But we felt the same way about the Oklahoma City Thunder. But their defense was better. They can get to another level. They have a player they can't stop in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It doesn't look like that right now. That's how prepared Rick Carlisle made his team, even with a damaged superstar. But hey, you play the games for these reasons. You play the series for these reasons. And that's all I can say. You know what I mean? And that's just the truth about it. But it just shows you that if you know how to play the team and you know how to play as a team and you know how to continue to support each other and play well with each other and communicate with each other on both ends of the court, anything can happen. And we're seeing that in this series. And now we're going to see who wins Game 7 a couple days from now. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, do conversation video just like this about various NBA-only topics. Also do breakdowns for real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, future stars. I also do mock drafts and draft coverage. Plus, I got over 3,000 plus videos already on my channel that you can watch and you can enjoy. Plus, I also make videos each and every day that I'm living. If Lord wills me to wake up every day, I'm going to try to give y'all some analysis every day. That's how much I love doing this. Plus, people ask me questions about basketball basically every day throughout the day. So it makes sense for the channel to exist. And that's a 50-50 reason why the channel is still around, because you guys like watching what I make and I like making it for y'all to watch. And that's the whole purpose of why the channel has been successful for so long. Be looking at 10 plus years. So let's remember, 2025 got to be better than 2015. That was a start and a reason why this channel has blown up and been so successful, and also gave me a blueprint of what I can follow to make this channel what y'all want it to be, which is what it is today. And just remember, I also got summer league coverage. I also got preseason coverage, regular season previews, and instant analysis and more breakdowns and tributes on the way in the future if it's meant for y'all to see it. But that's why you need to be subscribed so you can get it, and hit that notification bell too so you can know when it's coming out. Other than that, hope you guys are ready for the weekend. It's Friday in a couple minutes. Dang, that's how quick it can be, and it's true. And now we have a game 7 that everybody should be excited for, because it's going to determine who's the 2025 champions. Other than that, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is. Thank y'all for continuing to come back. Thank y'all for making time for your boy each and every time that y'all can to support the channel. Thank y'all for supporting it in the past, the present. Also, if y'all want to support it in the future, I don't have no problem with that, because that's what I want y'all to do anyway. So y'all just need to keep doing y'all job, and I'm going to keep doing my job as a content creator to give y'all what y'all want to watch and what y'all want to have fiending for them, that analysis. And I don't blame y'all, because that's the whole purpose of the channel. My own style, my own brand is what I love about being in this thing for 10 plus years. I did it, and I'm happy about doing it. I love doing it, and I'll be back with some more analysis hopefully tomorrow. We got that email coming up. We got so many other things to discuss before the finals even happens, and that's why you need to continue to stay subscribed and tuned in. Other than that, I'm going for now. See y'all later. Y'all stay blessed up, and peace out. See y'all tomorrow, hopefully. Gone.